The 2018 National Legends Cars Championship is sponsored by Dyno Rod.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Brands Hatch for the final round of the 2018 MRF National Legends Cars Championship with Dyno Rod. John Mickle leads the standings and he's looking to take an unprecedented fourth championship title on the bounce. The man looking to take it away from him, however, Steve Whiteleg, is going to be battling all the way to the final checkered flag of the weekend. Steve, still in with a shout of the championship. A lot of work to do. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, we've come with the thoughts of trying to win all six, which is very, very, very difficult. But, you know, you never know, especially in Legends. I've just got to try and do my best. The team have done their best. The sponsors have done their best. So here we are at the end of the season, and it's just down to me to do my best and hopefully pick up as many points as possible. And unfortunately, if John does have some DNFs, I'm there to pick up the pieces.
John, this is almost a little bit of a ritual. It's a good one though, and you know, you're marching on in the record books looking for a fourth consecutive title, fifth overall championship. Incredible. How do you feel coming into today? You've got a decent lead in the points as well.
Yeah, we've got a decent lead today, but as I've always said, Richard, you know, until the Case-Hill car actually wins it, it's never won. You know, with 670 points in front, we've only got to have a DNF in the first race, and then it tightens it all up all day. So we've just got to go out there, use the head, get the points we need, and then get it sealed up. It'd be nice to go out there gun-ho and race for wins, but we haven't got to do that today. We've just got to use the old grey matter and do what we have to do.
Jordan, what a pleasure it is to welcome the reigning world champion, double world champion for Legends Cars to Brands Hatch.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate being here. It's a phenomenal circuit. You know, the short time that we've been on it so far, yesterday and today, it's one of the best circuits I've been on, so I'm happy to be here and great atmosphere.
And you popped the fastest time in the qualifying session, and you've not been here, but have you done anything on a sim, and how does it differ?
Yeah, I've raced this circuit a few times on a sim, but I definitely would say it does not do it justice. You know, coming here and actually seeing the crazy elevation change and, you know, getting really the feel for the track it's a totally different circuit compared to the one on the sim. But it does help definitely, but it's just totally on a different level.
World champion Jordan O'Brien lined up 24th out of a 32-car grid here for the first of 6 races to wrap up the 2018 season here at Brands Hatch. Pole position was drawn by Miles Rudman, Maxime Lieutenant the Belgian alongside, and as ever the cars made a superb sight as they headed down into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Rudman the initial leader, a little bit of a bun fight for second place as they headed down Halewoods and up towards Druids for the first time, and indeed it was the black and yellow car of Rudman who led. Sebastian Kleiskens in the black 17 challenging Sean Smith for second place, with Maxime Lieutenant in fourth. A little bit of an off there for Guy Fastre. He was knocked off circuit and very narrowly missed Steve Whiteleg going down the hill. Whiteleg breathes again as Sean Smith grabbed the lead from Rudman. Rudman set to retake the lead as they went through McLaren, but that battle was to be short-lived. Safety car out due to that incident there, left of shot. That's the world champion getting hooked up. So Jordan O'Brien in the gravel and very sadly out of his Brands Hatch debut. Once the safety car was in, it was the resumption of the battle between Rudman and Smith. The pair of them, of course, not only dicing over the race lead, but third position in the championship. Rudman held sway initially, then Smith made a superb move down the inside at Graham Hill Bend. Rudman immediately back on the offensive to try and get the initiative back at Surtees, which he duly did. Those two battling hard with bringing Belgian Sebastian Kleiskens into the mix, and of course there was great racing going on right the way down the order. Jack Parker challenging this man, Steve Whiteleg, about to pass the teammate of his arch rival, John Mickle. Mike Schlupp, though, not wanting to give up position easily. Whiteleg doing everything that he could to keep the points deficit to John Mickle as small as possible. Mickle a little bit further up the road at this stage. And here he is in the 4 car, about to pass the Belgian, Maxime Lieutenant, as they cross the line. Neil Shenton returning to the championship in the 35 car, here passed by the resurgent Will Gibson, making his way up through the field as well. This quartet, running in close proximity, had lost a little bit of ground on the leaders, so it did look as if the win was going to come from Miles Rudman or Sean Smith. Gibson hadn't finished though, took to the outside line of the Belgian to pick off another place and set off in chase of championship leader John Mickle. Steve Whiteleg at the head of this group, just ahead of James Hall-Morton, then Mike Schlupp, who's now been passed, but the lead battle was a three-way affair right the way to the flag. Miles Rudman taking the win from Sean Smith and Sebastian Kleiskens. John Mickle in 4th from Will Gibson and Neil Shenton in 6th. Nathan Anthony and Steve Whiteleg next up from James Hall-Morton and Maxime Lieutenant.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Obviously pulled red 1 on the grid, so it was pole position for the race. My plan was just to keep focused and keep calm and just get the win really. Yeah, but it was a tough race because Sean was on my bumper all the way around and putting a lot of pressure on me, but managed to hold it and bring it home.
Sean, 2nd position, that's a good way to get the meeting underway, and really good as far as 3rd position in the championship goes.
Yeah, it was good to get out in front, have a little battle with Miles, just get away. Nice to finish. Good start to the weekend.
Pole position for race 2 was Cy Harraway, who'd started off the back in race 1 and of course wound up in the gravel, sadly, with Jordan O'Brien. Marcus Pett on the outside of the front row, Paul Simkis and Jack Parker on row 2. Miles Rudman with work to do from the back in the black and yellow 7, and he was a quick starter up to challenging Sebastian Kleiskens as they headed down into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Steve Whiteleg was starting 6th and he was soon up into 4th place and challenging Cy Harraway for 3rd as Miles Rudman found the gravel. Sadly, wasn't to be a double win for him at this meeting as Marcus Pett took the lead from Jack Parker going into Druids. Cy Harraway reclaimed 3rd position from Steve Whiteleg. The marshals tried to extricate the 7 car from the gravel, but it necessitated a safety car. Once racing got going again, it was a 2-car battle for the lead. Marcus Pett heading Jack Parker. The rest of the field racing well. Steve Whiteleg working hard here again, battling with Cy Harraway to reclaim 3rd position from Pembrade's double winner Harraway. Whiteleg, of course, mindful that he needs to finish as far as possible ahead of John Mickle. Mickle in the group chasing, making great progress there was the 21 car of Sean Smith. Having been 2nd in race number 1, Smith looking to be top point scorer from the 2 heats. A half gyration there for Mike Borner in the team championship winning car. And Jordan O'Brien had a good run, seen here up ahead of Caterham front runner Robin Webb in the Vegetarian Shoe 77 car. The battle for the lead continued. Marcus Pett and Jack Parker hard at it in Legends car style. A double battle on for 3rd place between Steve Whiteleg and Sean Smith, seen here exiting Clark Curve. But there were problems for Paul Simkis in the 99 car, who wound up in the gravel. Rather than put the safety car out, we were in the closing stages, so it was a red flag with a checker, the result being declared as Marcus Pett the winner from Jack Parker. Steve Whiteleg in 3rd, ahead of Sean Smith. John Mickle 5th from Nathan Anthony. Will Gibson in 7th. Guy Fastre in 8th. Paul Simmons 9th. The top 10 completed by James Hall-Morton.
Marcus, congratulations on your 2nd career win.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's good to get the 2nd one after getting the 1st one a couple of months ago at St Etterton. So, yeah, get that gave me the confidence to sort of control that race there and get my 2nd win.
Jack, congratulations on 2nd position in that race. Shame that it finished early, but good points for you.
Yes, definitely good points. It's a shame that we couldn't give Marcus Pett a good challenge towards the end, out towards the last lap, but it's still 2nd, still points.
Jack Parker lines up 14th on the grid for this one. Remember, the top point scorers from the first 2 races start at the back of the field. The top point scorer was Sean Smith, with John Mickle 2nd, Steve Whiteleg 3rd, Will Gibson 4th in the points on the day so far. Miles Rudman and Ricky Leggett starting on the front row, and it's Rudman who was excluded. He did rejoin the race where he was in the gravel, but excluded from that subsequently. Round the outside line goes Guy Fastre. Guy very much in the race, but not scoring championship points because he's one of the registered engine builders in the championship. But it's Miles Rudman looking for another win here from the front of the grid. Ricky Leggett in second place. Look how crowded they are, 4, 5, 6 wide maybe coming out of Druids. This is what Legends Cars Racing is all about. Steve Whiteleg just gets a view there, tagged by the 17 Sebastian Kleiskens. Nathan Anthony sideways, Jack Parker having problems after the podium in race number 2. He's not going to get a podium here. Fastre in the mix. There in 43 is Jonty Norman, passed on the inside by Mike Borner. Jack Parker and Nathan Anthony have both got to go. All 3 cars involved in that skirmish getting going. The sun low in the sky for our 3rd race of the day here at Brands Hatch. Now, points-wise, I can tell you that John Mickle is 690 points clear of Steve Whiteleg. He only needs to be 600 points clear at the end of the race to take the title. On board with Nick Bridgman running up the hill. Paul Simkis, you can see. Great thing about Legends, we saw Paul in the gravel. That's not the great thing, but in contact there, Mike Schlupp and Will Gibson. Steve Whiteleg is off as well, and on the grass, and that surely will send John Mickle through. And further up the road, it is possible for Steve to take significant points away from John Mickle in this one. Ironically, not his fault of course, but it was John Mickle's teammate involved there, Mike Schlupp, and Steve Whiteleg would need to outscore John Mickle by about 10 places approximately in this race. If we think about 10 points per place, down the inside of Rob Fountain goes Steve Whiteleg. Robin Fountain's 2nd meeting since coming back to Legends, the 2000 champion. He was the 1999 rookie champion, as you'll have heard from our coverage at Snetterton. Wonderful to see him back racing and part of the Matt Roach team. So out front, Miles Rudman. Ricky Leggett's doing a good job in 2nd place at the moment in the 26 car. The Sussex man, the Belgian, Guy Fastre right behind him. Then it's Paul Simkis having a good run in the 99 as well. I would go back to what I was saying. The good thing about Legends, if you have bad luck as Paul Simkis did in race 2 in the gravel, it means you score less points in that race, and it means you start further up and you have a decent crack at a good result in the 3rd and final race of the weekend. Fastre though challenging Leggett as they come off Clark Curve. Welcome back to Brands Hatch, and we're watching Sebastian Kleiskens closing in, the black car on the light blue car of Nick Bridgman. Nick, a relatively new driver to Legends Cars Racing. Kleiskens with plenty of experience overseas, and he looks up the inside line. We ride on board with Nick coming into Druids, takes a tight line, but he's away from the apex here, and through on the inside, spotting the gap is the Belgian. Kleiskens goes through. His compatriot Maxime Lieutenant is next up, so Lieutenant in the 60 car passes Nick Bridgman as well. He's got John Mickle behind him, then Paul Simmons, then this man Will Gibson, who we ride on board with. The Bailey car leading the Masters Championship this year. 3 championships effectively to be decided this weekend: the overall championship, the rookie championship, and then the Masters, which is for the older drivers. Paul Simmons looking to go through on the inside line, which he does, followed by Will Gibson. Marcus Pett a little bit further back. Then the gold roof car is Kieran Beattie in the 36 making good progress here. So nice to see Kieran Beattie racing with us, a Scottish Championship driver running as a guest. The guests have to start off the back of the grid so as not to interfere with the overall championship. Wouldn't be fair to put them in the mix with everybody else, but they can if they have the speed. And he tags the back of Nick Bridgman, does Beattie, and Nick off onto the grass and will try and recover, which he does very well indeed. So we've got a number of Scottish drivers with us this weekend, including we've got Kieran Beattie, we've got John Critchlow, the Scottish rookie champion, Mark Beattie as well. Marcus Pett trying to close down on Paul Simmons. I think he's a little bit closer than he was a lap or so ago. Meanwhile, John Mickle takes to the outside line here of Jonty Norman. Jonty in the team car. Mickle has a little wobble though. Now let's hope that's not terminal for John. Jonty Norman was going to fight back with John having that problem. Will Gibson just makes a little bit of light contact, I think, going up in towards Druids. So Mickle making good progress. He'll, I think, know from looking in his mirrors that Steve Whiteleg is, there's Steve exiting at the back of shot, coming out of Druids. They're still 3 wide. How many formulae in the UK do you have 3 wide racing when you're a third of the way into the race? Well, it isn't 3 wide for the lead. Miles Rudman from pole is away and down the road and looking fairly assured here, but he lost the points from race 1 and 2 for carrying on racing after being extricated from the gravel, so that's going to move him slightly down on his ambitions to take 3rd place in the championship, which is looking very good at the moment for Sean Smith. On board with Si Haraway, Si the rookie champion this year, James Hall-Morton, the man who's been challenging him for rookie honours, first full year for James as well. Guy Fastre second there in the 48 car. Ricky Leggett in black and white still in 3rd position. Ricky having a very good drive here, could well be on for best result of the season. Si Haraway in behind, then James Hall-Morton, that onboard shot we just had, and Sean Smith in red and white's behind them. Sean, top point scorer from races 1 and 2. Great shot from Haraway. You could almost see the expression on James Hall-Morton's face as he was closing up going into Surtees. And Sean Smith in red and white, will come back to him. Sean here, top point scorer from the heats, has made the most progress in race 3 as well from the back. He could be on to win the overall day, but problems for Kieran Beattie. The Hexham man is in the gravel. I think he's far enough in not to cause any safety car deployment, as now losing 3rd place sadly is Ricky Leggett. Si Haraway makes a good move up the inside line. Haraway, newcomer this year, didn't do guest races last year. He was here last year, he was telling me, but watching the racing, ready to come in. The ex-Brisker Formula 2 driver has done some rally driving as well. A very good addition to the Legends Cars Championship, and runs wide. Ricky Leggett goes back through, or tries to, can't do it, nor can Sean Smith. Oh, a little bit of a wobbly moment there for James Hall-Morton, who loses just a tad of ground, just a little error, but gets it all back on, and he'll continue to try and chase Haraway. Sean Smith meanwhile trying to get in front of Ricky Leggett in the Margaret Hill car. Super battle between these 3, and this is for 3rd place. I remind you, Miles Rudman is the race leader from Guy Fastre, and a 3-way battle for 3rd, and Sean Smith goes to the outside line. That's a problem for Paul Groves, I think, in the 27 car. Ricky Leggett looking to get 3rd place back. Sean Smith goes up the inside line. Sean Smith into 3rd. Si Haraway's there. Smith on the outside line. He's challenging for 3rd as well. But he's tagged. The 2 cars come together. Haraway and Smith. The onboard gyration from Haraway, who was going to get good points. And Sean Smith having tipped him to be top point scorer. That's going to be a dent in his chances. Ricky Leggett's lost space there. And James Hall-Morton all of a sudden is getting very good points. So he recovered well from that little moment earlier on, and he's got his head down, which is exactly what you should do, and he's challenging Sebastian Kleiskens for 3rd place, and he's got his nose into 3rd place. This is going to be a career best, without a doubt, if he can stay on, as Paul Groves extricates himself from the car. That's in a prone position. Now the race officials have got, there's too much going on there, the race officials have got a big decision to make. Kleiskens goes back in front as they cross the line of James Hall-Morton, so got his nose in front at the end of that lap. On board with Will Gibson looking at John Mickle. This is 7th place chasing 6th. James Hall-Morton and Sebastian Kleiskens having a good battle. If James finishes this race where he is, it will be a 1st podium, and his dad Pete and his granddad Keith are going to be absolutely made up with that for sure. But he's getting better and better. Now, there's the rookie champion from Scotland, Blue 86, John Critchlow. We got the retro livery of 69, Gerald McCosh, Nick Bridgman in the mix as well. And James Hall-Morton still at the moment fending off Sebastian Kleiskens, who might try and do what he did on the last lap, get his nose in front as they cross the line. Paul Simkis is there as well in the 99 car, followed by John Mickle in the 4. So Mickle at the moment running in 6th place. Steve Whiteleg just outside the top 10 as we watch Gerard McCosh and John Critchlow chasing Nick Bridgman. And it means that John Mickle there in the 4 car is in line to start the championship as Paul Simkis gets more points now. Will Mickle, Simkis spins. We've still got the car of Paul Groves parked up. So problems for Groves. The race officials try to keep things running, of course. You've got to weigh up safety against value for money for the spectators and the drivers. Safety is the key thing as Mickle goes along Cooper Straight, followed by Will Gibson into the sun, and it is a red flag for the stricken car of Paul Groves. That was Paul Simkis, but the result will go back a lap. So Simkis, I don't think, is the primary cause of the stoppage. That was Paul Groves' car, which was parked up, and it means that Miles Rudman will take the win Guy Fastre second from Sebastian Kleiskens, who had his nose in front on that penultimate lap. James Hall-Wharton fourth, a best for him. Paul Simkis next from John Mickle, the new champion. Congratulations, John. Will Gibson and Sean Smith from Maxime Lieutenant Marcus Pett, Mike Borner, Steve Whiteleg and Paul Simmons from Jonty Norman, Robin Fountain, Glenn Burtonshaw and Mark Beattie, Gerald Bacosh, John Critchlow and Nick Bridgman complete the top 20. The other finishers were Cy Harraway, Robin Webb, Bill Reid, Phil Turner in 247, Jack Parker in 13 and Mike Schlupp.
Miles, congratulations on winning the third race of the first day. Tell us about the race for you.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Obviously, so we didn't finish the second race, so it put us a bit further forward in the grid for the final. But yeah, we started pole, and it was just a case of doing what we did in race one, just getting our head down and focusing on getting the win, basically. So that's what we did.
Looking forward to day two. What are your hopes?
Same again, really. Just get my head down and try and get a couple more wins under my belt for the last race of the season.
Guy, congratulations on second place. Tell us about your race.
Actually, it was like every time a very nice race. It was a good start. I was lucky to start on the front because of the first race was not good for me. But I take a very good start. Max Rudman was so quick, impossible to come back. And I was alone, just a clean race, it was good.
Seb, we met you at Donington Park earlier on in the year, and here at Brands Hatch you're back. Congratulations on your podium in the race. Tell us about your race.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's very good for me. Yesterday its race is very clean, and I have a lot of chance. I'm finger crossed to today recidived.
James, what a superb race for you. Tell us about that.
To be fair, we weren't expecting to get as good as the start as we did. We started 16th and just lap after lap, avoiding incidents, picking people off, and then next thing you know, up into third and holding up one of the Belgian drivers who's been quick all day. Unfortunately, the red flags came out because I was really enjoying that one. I could have loved to do last 3 laps under that. Yeah.
That's your best finish today, isn't it? It was 4th place on the road, but 3rd place points because Guy, as an engine builder, doesn't score championship points.
Yeah, well, all year we've just been getting faster and faster, and now it's good to finally say we're mixing it in with them and battling and overtaking and blocking, but unfortunately it's last round of the year, so hopefully I can carry on into next year and crack on from the get-go.
The smile says it all for me, but you're looking real confident now with the Legends Racing.
Yeah, finally comfortable in the seat and behind the wheel, because they're not the easiest thing to drive. They are very agricultural, as everyone calls it, and they are a lot of fun. And when you first get in one, they are a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm comfy behind the seat now in a good car, and that my dad and everyone's providing now. So yeah, I feel good going on the track every time now.
John, many congratulations. 4 titles on the bounce, 5th championship for you, and fastest lap in that race as well. I think you've probably won the day too.
Yeah, I think we've had a good day today. The car's not its best, but that might be in my head, but it was out there to do a job today for the K-Seal car and to get a 4th championship, because next year K-Seal won't be with us as a primary sponsor, so it's good to see them out with a win and another championship, because in the 4 years they've been with us we've had 4 titles and 2 world titles, so I think the orange going might have been unlucky omen, but hopefully a new one will come along.
You're gobbling up those Legends records as we go year by year. I think only John Higgins' race win and maybe Pete Morton's career points to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I am on both of them at the moment.
We'll have to revisit that one, but thoughts on this record-breaking championship run?
No, it's great, and all the team behind us, Paul from the Bailey car, all the team as well, Mike, Alan, my brother, and all the other ones. Without it wouldn't have happened, and all the backburn people, wife, and all the children, everybody else. It's just a record break. It's 4 years. You don't realise how much dedication goes into a 4-year spell of making sure that you keep on the top step, and as you rightly know, it's hard to get there, but it's even harder to stay there.
Many congratulations to John Mickle on sealing the championship here at Brands Hatch. Steve Whiteleg is second, but the battle is still on for 3rd place, and that will go all the way to our last day's racing, which will be in our next programme. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you next time.